Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're in round 13 after having the bye last week, so we will be coming up against a fresh, white hot Canberra side. Let's get it. Not too many changes to our lineup at all. Marty Tapau does return from suspension, so he's back on the starting lineup, which pushes Sean Kepi to the bench. Ben Trbojevic is also back on the bench, which pushes Moses Sully and Toff Sipley out the team. But DCE with an inside ball to Tommy, fends one, steps around the other. Surely he's got the pace. Turbo heads for the corner. He does have support and he'll play it safe. He'll use Garrick. What a way to start the match. 2 plays into it and we were already on the board. That was a crazy start, but we're definitely going to look to maintain that as Garrick will convert from the sideline. DCE on the right here, sends it to Walker, he's through a gap. We've definitely come out firing in attack. And DCE now sends it off to Tom Trbojevic again, but he's held just before the halfway line. Foreign plays short to Jake Trbojevic, and he will take it into their half, but that's 5th and last. As DCE puts up a bomb, not too deep, but we do get them on their own 20, so a good set, good way to back up a try, and hope to keep them in their own half, as that's 4th, and they are halfway, and they do just enter our half. Good defensive set to back up that attacking set, and they make a meal of the 5th tackle option, and that'll be a handover just near the halfway line. It's an absolute gift for us as DCE sends it short to Tommy, looking to get a line break immediately, but they hold us up on our 40. Jake Trbojevic with the big don't argue. Big fend from Big Jakey. We've got numbers left here, so we go that way. 4 into Schuster. Schuster to Parker, nearly put him through a hole. But it was good defense from the winger to come in. Foreign plays short to Tapau, and he will take the tackle. That's 4th. And we see some markers offside, and we go that way. But they do well to recover. 5th tackle option here. We've got Foreign in the middle. We'll go to him. We'll put the grubber in. Who's chasing? A few chases, but they do clean up. But we've definitely pinned them in their own 10. So this will be a big set for Canberra coming up. That's 4th, and they are only in the 30 as they shift it to the edges now. And that is a well-needed tackle bust from Whitehead. And they do end the set quite nicely compared to how they started it, as they kick it from their 40 down to our 20. Garrick looks to bring it back. Does well, brings us up to the 40. We're definitely winning the battle early, but we need to execute with points, as that's a 6 again, touched by Canberra. We get another full set. We send it to the middle. Jake Trbojevic plays to Tom Trbojevic, and he steps around the fullback again. Beautiful combination from the Trbojeviches, as that was a beautiful line break. We send it short to Schuster. He's held on the 20. Foreign sends it out the back. We get it to Fainu, and he takes a tackle 10 metres out. We're in a great attacking position here as we play flat to Parker, but he's wrapped up nicely. The Raiders have been doing well to hold their defensive line as they wrap DCE up, and that'll be 5th. Fainu at dummy half gets the ball out to Foreign. He looks to put a bomb up. It's beautifully placed just before the try line, but we give away the high tackle, and that lets him off big time, as that was a beautiful set and a beautiful kick to finish the set, to place that in front of the try line and potentially drag him in, but instead he stepped around us and drew the penalty. But Canberra now on the front foot as they look to gain a bit of momentum. That's fifth and last. They are in our half. They put the kick down to Ruben Garrick and they've got us in our own 10, so that's a much better set from Canberra. And they are starting to come back into this one after our strong start. As Schuster straight through a gap, fends off the fullback, and he'll be taken to ground just before the halfway line, and they give a penalty away. We were setting up for that play with Kieran Foran and Tom Trebojevic to try and get that line break, but they do give the penalty away and we're back into their half. Even though we're up by 6, Canberra's defence has done really well to limit the points we've been able to score off of the opportunities we've had, as they're going to look to have some desperation defence before half time, as they don't want this one to get away from them. So they do get us back in our own end, and we have to try and get out. It's a bit back and forth. After our first try, the momentum swung, and it's been swinging between us ever since. Beautiful ball from Foran, gets Parker through the gap, and Parker takes this one over the 40. Garrick from dummy half takes a little run. Like I said, just trying to get a bit of momentum back, but every time we start to, they get some as well. We put in a grubber, last play of the half. That was beautiful play, but we are wrapped up. And that is half time. We are up by 6, but Canberra are definitely still in it. They've really given themselves a chance off the back of their defence. Still a big second half to go from the boys here as Garrick gets us underway. And it hits the crossbar. Well done, Garrick. But Papali'i takes the first hit up. They shift it to the middle. And that is a good hit up as they make it up to the 30. They are definitely sticking with the game plan of keeping it up the middle as they go through the ruck again. That is fourth. And they throw it into an offside player. Cheeky tactics, but if it works, it works. And they do get a penalty. Definitely the start they needed to this half. They needed to hit back some way, as that's tackle 1. And they're only 30 out. They shift it back to the middle again. And Papali'i's through. But he's held about 10 out. And this is their best attacking opportunity so far as they go left, get the offload out to Whitehead, and he'll take the tackle 5 out. They got options both ways. They go blindside. They get it out to Papali'i all the way on the wing. And I think he's crashed over. No, he's been held up. As that's fourth. They send it back to the middle. Beautiful tackle by Tom Trebojevic. That is fifth and last. As they go to the middle, put the bomb up. They got chasers. They come down with it with the bat back. And does Nickel Klukstar crash over? No. We are able to hold him up. And that was great defence shown by the boys as Parker straight through a gap. We've got to bring it out of our own end now. That's fourth now, as we shift it back to the middle, out to DCE. He turns it on the inside to Tom Trebojevic, but the pass has been called forward. And we give Canberra a great opportunity to hit back, as they take the scrum play 50 out. Whiten takes the first hit up. They got numbers on the short side. They shift it back on the inside. A beautiful ball back to Nickel Klukstar. And he's straight through and he will cross over. That was a beautiful set play. The game does it so many times, but yet I still can't defend it. And they will tie the score up at 6-all. Canberra making us pay off the error, as that forward pass did lead to the try. But we're back underway. And we're going to try and stop their momentum as they're straight through. And Louis makes it over the 50. And finally we bring him to ground. They go back to the middle as Papali'i takes a hit up. And bursting onto the ball was Williams. And they are settling in our half very nicely, making themselves at home. As Whitehead takes a hit up. That is third, they're 5 out. Whiten sends a flat ball to Nickel Klukstad. And he looks to crash over, and he will. The bunker will take a look at it, but can't help those drop down plays from the AI. And they take the lead 12 points to 6. And just like that, Canberra hit the lead with back-to-back tries. As they send it on the inside, it's touched. I think it was Sean Kepi. And they get another set restart here. As that'll be tackle 1, 50 out. They send it to the left. They play down the edges for a change. And that'll be second. And they have entered our half. As our boys look on the back foot. As Canberra are just rolling down the field. That is fourth. And they're 30 out. They send it back to that left hand side. And that'll be last, 15 out. Not long left to go in the game, about 20 minutes. As they put the grubber in. But we force the error. And we get let off the hook there big time. So we'll get a scrum play. See what we can do. Try and get some metres up the field. And off the scrum we throw a forward pass. The AI just puts our players in the worst positions possible. And we hand the ball straight back over to them. Whiten will send it straight out to Nickel Klukstad, and he'll go over again. Drags some defenders with him and he crashes over the line. Is that his hat-trick? It's either 2 or 3. But they will go up 18-6 with not long left. It's been a very disappointing second half from the boys. And Canberra's tough defence in the first half pays off big time. As off the kickoff, big hit from Aloye, frustrated with the scoreline. And takes it out on the attacking players, but they're through a gap again. And Canberra with all the momentum, but they fumble the ball there. We badly needed that. We'll take what we can get. Foreign with the ball now. Sends it flat to Parker. He's through a gap, heading for the try line, and Brad Parker will cross over. They're going to check the put down in the bunker. But after scoring our first try in the first minute, we finally get our second with not long left to go in the game at all. This is an essential kick. He needs to put this one over to give ourselves a chance. Is there enough on it? He hooks it too far left. I dare say that might be the game with that missed kick there. As it's going to be tough to score more than 8 points before the end of the game. Foreign sends a wide ball and it's intercepted. And that just might wrap it up. As we look to receive our first loss of the season here in round 13. But Canberra, definitely deserving. We haven't played too well. As they send it to the edges, they're not done. Curtis Scott takes a tackle. This is last. They try to get the grubber away, but they can't. And there's only 10 minutes left, and we are stuck in our own end. Canberra will be happy with that result, even though they made the error. Ben Trebojevic now will take the tackle. See if there's any more points left in us, anything left to give. As we shift it to the middle. Manasi Fainu's through a gap. Looking for a consolation try here or something at the end of the game. Cust from dummy half. Sends this one wide and it's picked off by the defence. Will they go all the way again? No, we get an ankle tap. But Canberra running away with this one. As Jared Croker takes a little dart. They send it infield to Whitehead. And he takes the tackle 5 out. They got numbers on the blindside here, as that's the way they go. And Jared Croker will go in yet again. Receives a beautiful flat ball. And we are well defeating today, as Canberra have been too good for us. From the sideline, the icing on the cake, and it goes over. Tough loss, but perhaps the one we needed, as they do get revenge after we beat them in that Anzac round. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the series, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for round 14.